This is 22 Bishopsgate, a new building that's been designed to house 12,000 staff. And from the ground up, technology has been built in. In fact, if you're an employee, then you enter the building by using an app. As soon as you walk in, Bluetooth beacons will recognise you. And if you're a visitor, well, you get sent a QR code. There's a facial recognition option too, no standard reception desk, and even the lifts can know where to take you. And if you'd arrived by the much encouraged method of cycling, the app would have told you where there was a bike space too. And once you're at work, you can also book a meeting room through the app, and that means when you arrive you don't need to touch anything, you can just walk straight in. And if you don't turn up on time, well, it won't be long before it's made available to someone else. And once you enter the room, well, up here is a movement sensor, so it can keep track of the number of people who are in here and exactly where they're standing. So if the air conditioning needs to be turned up or down, that can happen automatically. There's also an air quality sensor over here. The air in this building at the moment is pretty good, but if it does become poorer, then the air holding unit can try and purify it. The Smart Spaces platform's AI is still learning, and eventually it should be able to make its own decisions. But right now it does still need a human to make those changes based on the incoming information.
The benefits of the smartphone, bringing all these systems into a single place, we then have those actionable insights from the data that is generated. For instance, on this floor, if the CO2 levels exceed 600 parts per million, we can then increase the fresh air to this space. So you haven't had to think about that. So in an old building, you might be feeling tired. Here, that's not going to happen.
All of the data that's being collected through people's phones and the sensors in the building is brought together here on what's called the digital twin. And this gives the opportunity to the building manager to be able to make any changes as and when they're needed. So that means that the climate or the lighting can easily be amended. And if you want to zoom into one spot, you can just tap on a table. You can make this bigger or smaller. You can really interact with it pretty well. It's almost like being in there right now. Then over here, we've got the air quality and also the energy that's being used in the building. And this is a vital part. There's no point in air conditioning where there are unexpectedly no staff, for instance. Then we can change the view and look at the whole building. Do that over here. I'm not sure I'm tall enough. Hope the building manager's taller than me. So we've got the whole building, which is pretty much shrunk down to my height. It feels like all the action's down here. Well, there. What's happening? Oh no, it's on its side. First rule of click, we can break anything. But does everyone want to embrace this tech? And what happens if for some reason you don't have a smartphone or simply have a flat battery? Do you get the day off?
Now, if you're completely resistant to smartphones, there is a facility to get a plastic card, but you will miss out on all the other great things in the app, such as be able to get the offers and discounts in the marketplace or book the restaurants or any of the facilities. So it's definitely a mobile-first building.
What data is it collecting? Is it getting the sort of detail of someone moving around the building, or is it not to that level? And then what's done with that data?
No, totally. So we don't actually track individuals, but we do track anonymised data on where people visit within the building. So that enables us to provide an experience where we can push you an event. So there's a coffee offer in the mezzanine level that goes through using the location services that are available on the smartphone.